Please help me to tell this story the best way possible and honor the person that wrote it, and help this story to touch the lives of the young people. Amen. Jenny was so happy about the house they found. For once in her life was on the right side of town. She unpacked her things with such great ease as she watched her new curtains blowing in the breeze. How wonderful it was to have her own room. School would be starting, she'd have friends over soon. There'd be sleepovers and parties, she was so happy. It's just the way she wanted her life to be. On the first day of school, everything went great. She made new friends and even got a date. She thought,
I wanna be cool and I'm gonna be, because I just got a date with the star of the team.
To be known in this school you had to have clout, and dating this dude would sure help her out. There was only one problem stopping her fate. Her parents said she was too young to date.
I just won't tell them the entire truth. They won't know the difference, what's there to lose?
Jenny has to stay with her friends at night. Her parents frowned, but they said, alright. Excited, she got ready for the big event, but as she rushed around like she had no sense, she began to feel guilty about all the lies. But what's a pizza party and a moonlight ride? Well, the pizza was good and the party was great, but the moonlight ride was gonna have to wait, 'cause Dan was half drunk by this time. But he kissed her and said that he was just fine. Then the room filled with smoke and he took a puff. Jenny couldn't believe he was smoking that stuff. Now Dan was ready to ride to the point, but only after he'd smoked another joint. They jumped in the car for the moonlight ride, not thinking that Dan was too drunk to drive. They finally made it to the point at last. Then Dan started trying to make a pass. A pass was not what Jenny wanted at all, and by a pass I ain't talking about football.
Maybe mom and dad were right, maybe I'm too young. How could I ever be so dumb?
With all of her might she pushed Dan away.
Please take me home, I don't wanna stay.
Dan cranked up the engine and floored the gas. In a matter of seconds they were going too fast. As Dan drove on in a fit of wild anger, Jenny knew that her life was in danger. She begged and pleaded for him to slow down, but he just got faster as they neared the town.
Just let me get home, I confess that I lied. I really went out for a moonlight ride.
Then all of a sudden she saw a big flash.
Oh God, please help us, we're going to crash.
She doesn't remember the force of the impact, just that everything all of a sudden went black. She felt someone remove her from the twisted rubble, then heard calling ambulances, kids are in trouble. Voices, she heard a few words at best, but she knew there were two cars involved in the wreck. She wondered to herself if Dan was alright and if the people in the other car were still alive. She woke in the hospital, the faces so sad. You've been in a wreck and it looks pretty bad. These voices echoed inside her head as they gently told her that Dan is dead. They said, Jenny, we've done all that we can do, but it looks as if we're gonna lose you too.
What about the people in the other car?
Jenny cried, we're sorry Jenny, they also died. Jenny prayed,
God, please forgive me for what I've done. I only wanted to have just one night of fun. Tell their families I made their lives dim, and I wish I could return their loved ones to them. Tell mom and dad I'm sorry that I lied, and it's my fault so many have died. Oh nurse, won't you please tell them that for me?
The nurse just stood there, she never agreed. She took Jenny's hands with tears in her eyes, and a few moments later Jenny died. A man asked the nurse why she didn't do her best to bid that girl her one last request. She looked at the man with eyes so sad,
because the people in the other car were her mom and dad.
The story is sad and unpleasant but true, so young people take heed, it could have been you. Don't drink and drive, kids.